go. So this will obviously talk about the system in general, but then also give you a rundown of each individual component. So this will just be a good little reference piece for you to have.
Did you introduce yourself? I'm sorry. This is Jordan with Wattstopper.
Yeah, so I'm the territory manager for Southern California as well as Central. So I wanted to come here this morning and spend some time with you guys. Did I get you?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, follow along. So I'll just start here. Okay, so basically what you see here, here's your guys' remote. Get you light up. So the panel you have in front of you is the LMCP panel. This is our most premier digital panel. It interlocks with the lighting control system that you have in place in a lot of rooms. So the functionality stays the same as far as the programming. So what you're going to do when you want to...
Just real quick, this is only the recreation center.
No.
And the 2 clubhouses.
It connects to the 2 clubhouses.
But nothing to do with perimeter lighting, anything on the side. None of that.
Just building lighting.
Just building lighting.
Building lighting.
Exactly. So one of the chief things you guys would do would be, say you wanted to, I know that the tech already has programmed everything in, so you guys are set primarily, but if you wanted to, you could always go here and override your individual relays just by pressing them. You'll see that they have little push buttons by them. You see that. So if I was to press that, it would go ahead and open that relay. The lights would go off. So can you see that?
Jordan, by the way, we didn't meet with them when we set this thing up.
Okay.
It is set up right now. I believe it's set up. You can probably tell me different, Jordan, but I believe it's set up like I did the water heaters, Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
And off on Sunday. It doesn't come on Sunday, where they automatically come on Sunday. They're telling me that they're going to need Sunday for them to come on Sunday.
Okay.
So maybe before you leave, we could get a program.
Yeah, we could dive in. I need to. I probably need to pull the tech notes because I need to know which relays you want to add into that group. Because what you're doing essentially with this panel is you're taking these relays, say 1 through 14 that are illuminated right now, and you're going to add those to a group. So you're going to say, I'm going to add relays 1 through X to group A. And then group A, you're going to add scheduling features to group A. So group A might be on at 8, off at 8. So it's as simple as that, really. And you're just adding, but you have to know which relays you want to put part of that group to do that. And then obviously you want to know what.
I think what we did was we did the entire thing. We did the entire group.
Okay.
All relays.
Okay.
To a certain.
So we also want it on Sunday then?
Yes.
Is that correct?
And let's verify all the assumptions. The hours, stuff like that.
It's set, the way I understand, Jordan, is it's set to come on at dusk.
Okay.
It's computerized somehow that it knows when the sun comes up.
Yeah, it's astronomical.
It's astronomical. It knows when the sun is coming up, so it'll, or down.
Hopefully both.
But anyway, that's how it's set. So it's not really set for, I think it was dusk to dawn.
But I assume there's after it's closed, there's a security lighting that we leave on and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right, so after, say, 11 o'clock, all the lights go out except for security or something like that. However you guys want it programmed.
So let's see what we got in there right now. Okay, event type, we got group 5. Okay, let's see what active days. And you said you just want to add Sunday to an active day?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay, so I'm going to just back up here, guys. I don't know how it's easiest to show. This is kind of small. But we're going to pull up our active days.
Can you see it with the camera? Is there a way you can do that so the camera's seeing what you're doing?
And then we'll flip this. We just flip that Sunday to yes, so that's part of that active schedule now. And then we can send it back here. And you'll see your event type is 1 here.
Stand here.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Down here. So let's just go back here and just see what we got for groups. Okay. So group 1 is custom. Let's see which loads are going to be bound to that group. Does that make sense to everybody? Loads are actually going to be, just think of that as a relay. The load, yeah. So load 1, no. Let's go to the next one. And you can actually pick and choose which ones you want to be part of that group. So if we wanted to make a whole new schedule, we could add those groups just by adding them to that group, being group 2 in this case, if you want it. Add that load to that group, and then you just give it the scheduling parameters that you'd like. So we could do that in a number of ways. Good. And then you can obviously get more customized features here if you wanted to make that schedule like that group settings custom. You can obviously just go here once it's under custom, pull up that custom, and it will give you the settings that are there. So right now it doesn't have a blink warn enabled. So a blink warn essentially what it's going to do is it's going to flash the lights before they're about to go out. It's going to say, hey, the lights are about to go out. So you need to either hit a manual override or go back in your panel and click it on so the lights are enabled.
And their manual override switches are all in the area.
Exactly, yeah. So what happens when you hit one of those manual overrides, when it's about to transition, it will give you a 2-hour override. But after 2 hours goes away, the lights will go ahead and sweep back off. But before that sweep, you'll get another blink.
Okay.
So it'll blink again, say, hey, I'm about to go off. So you either hit a manual override or you just walk away and it's go off completely.
After he goes through this, we're going to walk in one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you also see that what is right here is that time delay after hours. So it's saying if you hit that override, giving you a 2-hour override. But you can most certainly scale that back if you wanted to. You can make it 118 minutes or 100, whatever you want to do. And then it's going to ask you what you want, what do you want it to do when it's transitioning. So when it transitions from a normal hours to after hours, most typically you want the lights to go off. So you keep that to turn off. And then when you transition back from after hours to normal hours, most typically you want the lights to turn on. And then you're off, turn on. So it's as easy as that. Then if anything was a little bit,
So what time are they set right now to turn on?
let's pull that up. Let's see what we got here. They're turning off at 11.
Makes
They're
sense.
turning on at 8, correct?
On 8 off 11, but it could be.
You guys want me to-
I turn them on at 7.
You want me to scale that back?
Yeah. I do like 7.
Turn them on in the morning, 7. Off at 11's fine.
Off 11 is fine? Okay.
But when the maintenance comes. Correct.
Well, with maintenance, kind of, I assume there's
Or set
manual
up.
override or there's a,
We're set up good.
yeah, there's a motion detector or something.
Say it to me one more time.
Is there a motion detector?
There are, I believe there are motion detectors off this panel that are running, and so they're essentially, if you get some activity, it's going to just treat it just like a normal button press. So to pick you up, like,
So the janitors come in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
It's going to turn on for them on that.
Yeah.
It goes in 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
The motion sensor will hit up, or not. Like when they did this, I was still here. So in the mornings I would come, I would turn on the light. I would just turn on, if I was in that storage room, I'd turn the light on where it would sense that I'm in there.
Right.
Now, for the concession stands, though, they don't have to, these times will be different.
They're the same. Concession stand is the same, right?
what's that?
I set it up the same.
Yeah, it runs all the same right now. Concession stand is all the same.
No, but we wouldn't want it on at the same time.
Oh, we could change that.
Yeah.
During the weekday, probably like something to go on
They
until
don't, yeah.
3 or 4.
And back here.
Ever.
Yeah, when they come in there, they usually come in there around, well, to see those parts. They would come in around 4 o'clock, and then on the weekends, they would
You
come in
can,
earlier.
Are they in the concession stands during the weekdays?
For soccer season, which is right now, no, it's on Saturdays, but Little League does it every day.
Every
Every
day?
day except
Are
Sunday.
they selling stuff?
They were.
Every day?
Spring season, yeah.
Oh, really?
I think guys, too, one of the things you might want to do sometimes is say something was funny to go on and you felt like the internal clock was messed up, which obviously doesn't happen very often. It's very minimal that will happen. But if it was, or were to happen, you want to be able to just go into that same panel setup menu. And let's go back just so you guys can watch it as I do it. But you want to go back into just date and time, if that makes sense, right? You go here. And then it will pull up actually what it is for you, so you can verify that you're actually on the level, And honestly, if we're a little bit behind, we can necessarily make changes by the minute there, and then just go ahead and put that back in there. So right now we got 10 o'clock, 17 after. Is that what we got?
Yeah.
Roughly.
20 of them.
Okay. So we could just dial that up if we wanted to, and then make it there. Let's go back here. Button binding, guys. What you're going to do actually is going to be out at the switch level. Not one of these switches right here. That's a standard wiring device. But if you're at one that's probably in the hallway here, you go to that button, and what you do is you press the button you want to. I can probably show you. Yeah, it might be easier.
Are we done?
Yeah, this isn't the most exciting part because I was hoping you guys would get a little more hands-on, so I want to go to room level and let you do that. But then again, one other thing I just want to touch on here.
You do the programming here, right?
You do the programming here, or if you want to, you can do it through one of the switches. But it makes more sense here because you can actually see what's illuminated. You know, but you have your grouping cards down here too. So essentially, this is the relay cards. This is the group card. So what this allows you to do is put individual relays as part of a group. So remember how we created the groups on the remote control? You can actually do it right here too. So you could put these all to be part of a group 1. So I could put relays 1 through 5 part of group 1.
Why would you ever hardwire it if you could just program it?
Oh, we're not actually hardwiring. You can actually illuminate here and just press and hold,
Okay.
and bind to the group.
And that would update the software?
That would change your group. Yeah. So if you had this, is already going to be group 1, which you already created in here. So you have to be cognizant that you're not putting it over that group that's already created for you. But you do have open groups here that if you wanted to do it actually at the panel level. Because if I'm just going to make a simple group like boom, boom, I want you to be part of, say, 16, 17, 18 to be part of this group, I could simply just illuminate those, hold and press, and be ready to go. You know, but most of the time you'll do it here. But just know that in the back of your mind.
Is there a map of what groups are for what?
I didn't know how you created your groups exactly, but here's what you got right now. And then this is your actual your relays. So this is panel number 1 here. So you'll see that all these are to your relays, right? Okay. And then those relays you are putting part of groups. If that makes sense to everyone. And then it'll tell you what you got going on here.
Okay, now that says pathway parking. So we are going outside of the building.
According to this, yes, we got right there.
Right?
I didn't realize
That was just for going to turn the line.
Yep. And then we got gymnasium lighting, exterior entry, which we would expect, building, pathway, playground, basketball court. Cool. Awesome.
Is that the only map around?
This is your panel schedule essentially. So you should definitely keep this keep this here.
Or make copies of it and
And put it there, yeah, because you want to have this because you don't want to have to eliminate each relay individually and go, oh, where's that actually tied to, and go out in the space and see it eliminated. You don't want to have to do that. Here, guys, also just give you a rundown here, just if you want to see. Just a little bit of a rundown here of essentially what the things are going to do. So if you want a manual on schedule off, it'll give you a description of that, or an Astro Dark on off. So if you just need a little reference point, it might not be a bad one here to start.
So if we want to go through the system and change the times on it, would your company have a tech available for the first time we do it?
Yeah, you can do that. Or most of the time it's easy enough I can set somebody on the phone for you.
Oh, okay.
And I can just have them call you while you're actually standing here. And you can say, I want to do this, I want to do that. We can do it for you.
Okay.
So that's not a problem.
Okay.
And if you just, I'll give you guys, I'll put one of my cards in here.
Perfect.
So, when you guys come to the time you want to do that, or you want to make little minor changes, let me know. Give me a shout. I'll set somebody up to call you.
Okay.
But yeah.
So when this says exterior lighting for the tot lot, that's clearly outside in the tot lot. Basketball court, is that outdoor basketball court, I assume? Because that's a gymnasium here.
Well, I would say outdoor because this is out for Astro. So it's a dark. So it's outside, I would say. Yeah. Because it's scheduled by a dark.
Alright, so these are the channels are what? Groups?
Yep, these are your channels. Groups.
Channels are groups, or you put the channels together to make a group?
Yes, these are your, these are your channels, and then you can put those together to make a group.
And this is the breakdown of each channel.
Yes, exactly.
So like subheadings.
Subheadings, yeah, exactly. So just remember, you got to just take the relays in here that you want to assign to a group. You assign them to a group. You can tell that group what you want it to do.
Relay is
So one right here would be the first relay here. This guy. And one. You have one back there, and that will be trees.
just that tree. So there's 12 relays here.
You got more than that. You got 24. You just didn't have some used. You got spares.
And they're marked to what they are?
Yeah, exactly. So, for instance, 20 is the planer.
Okay,
So that goes with that, and you can get the same with the remote.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would recommend doing it on remote control because you actually see, but just know that if you, primarily the only thing you probably ever have to do here is if you didn't know how to
remote.
if you lose the remote, but also say one's off and you're like, no, I need that really on right now, and you don't want to have to race around. You can come here and just press that, and it's going to go on for you.
For 2 hours?
For 2 hours. You know, so that's great. If you were ever to get, say, there was a big storm or something, you got water down here, some of that fried this, which is probably not going to happen in Southern California, you could still go to your relays right here and manually override those. Those are mechanically latching. So even if this motherboard's down, you can still go flip this, boom, just with a little screwdriver.
Okay.
So if that was the innards were to ever get messed up or something was to happen, you can still turn your lights on right there. Boom, 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 boom.
It's all wet, stick your screwdriver.
And as long as you don't hold those down, they won't program, in other words.
Yeah. Well, unless you're doing it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because these are just a group. So if you haven't
That's just
assigned
a
anything,
one time.
Yeah.
if you haven't assigned anything to that group, it's not gonna do anything because there's no relays that are bound to that group.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to go to some of the areas where we have the actual room controller modulars. Guys, this is what I'm looking for here. These, the ones that are up in the ceiling, so I can show you the dimming and some of the cooler configuration for you. There you go. Yeah, we'll go current settings. I just pointed that out again. Yep, hit it one more time for me. Just one more time. Okay. So go ahead and change the time delay to 15 minutes.
So it goes one by one.
One by one, there you go. And then send, back to send, or go down to send. Send.
So point to the side.
Yep, and then go ahead and send.
Configuration settings.
Okay, now go ahead and hit those current settings again and just verify that it's set in there for you.
So we go back to some place current settings.
Yeah, you're fine. Actually, you can go back to what we'll do. Make it hard on and see if you can remember how to get back there.
Okay, function configuration,
There you
current
go.
settings. Select. Boom. And now it says we're at 15 minutes.
Cool. All right, so you verified that the setting that you actually changed in there is correct, which is terrific. And then again, just all your sensitivities here, those things. And then you have walkthrough mode disabled in pretty much all the rooms. Out of the box, it's going to be off. But what the walkthrough mode does is it essentially makes a shortened time delay for, say, an individual office in areas where it makes sense. So say you run back in your office, just grab a piece of paper off your desk and walk right back out. Instead of waiting the whole time delay to expire, it shortens it to a 3-minute. And if there's no movement after that initial 3 minutes, the lights go off automatically, rather than waiting for that whole timeout. So you can enable those walkthroughs if you want, if you think it would make sense for any of your spaces.
So now change this back to 20 then.
You could absolutely do that. Yeah, absolutely.
You can do it, Ron.
I'm doing it.
Come on, yeah, you can do it.
No response. Oh, now back to 20 minutes.
Right back to 20 minutes? Okay. Somebody else want to give it a whirl? Just make sure that you got your hands on it. The space we need to turn on, like in the room that we're just at. Okay, so what you would have to do is you'd have to come over here, hit one of these buttons. Once you did that, it would illuminate Gym 1, Gym 2, whatever you press. And then that is going to stay on for 2 hours and then sweep back off if you're in an after hours mode. If you're in a normal hours mode, what happens is the lights are going to be already on. If you turn them off, those lights are going to stay off until the next on event, or you come back and press this button. Because it assumes that if you're in normal hours and you press that button, you wanted the lights to be off. If you had that logic enabled to pop them back on, it really wouldn't make any sense, because then you can't just keep the lights off if you want to do a present, like I don't know, a dance or something in here, or whatever, you know. So remember, normal hours mode, you press that button, turn it off, you're going to have to come over here, turn it back on. After hours, if you go ahead and turn them on, you don't have to do anything else, because 2 hours later they're going to sweep off.
You have to hit each button?
Yeah, just to respective zones that you want on.
So repeat, these lights are automatically turning on every day, correct?
Right.
And they're scheduled.
At 7, we change it to 7. So
7 to
now they
7.
come on at 7 o'clock every morning.
And they turn off at 11. So staff wanted at 9:30 close the gym down, turn the lights off for open basketball. They just override, turn them off. They won't affect the normal schedule.
Let's say a basketball hits it, and you got some sparks going on. Can you shut it off automatically through there?
Basketball hits what?
The light.
The light.
That's why it's the light.
Yeah, you could most certainly come over here and just kill it right there, and it's going to go and open that relay back in the panel and just.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. And then there will be no power going to that fixture.
Okay.
Just so you know, they're LEDs, so it's very unlikely.
So the lights themselves, if for some reason the lights weren't on when they walked in, that would be a problem from. If they walked in, the lights weren't on. And say, hey, Ron, lights aren't on. What should I do?
You would just say, okay, you would check your schedule parameters and say, okay, is this, why aren't they on and they should be scheduled on?
You can either go to that thing, right, or he can walk into the panel and he can.
Yeah, exactly.
You can actually push
So
it
you
back.
could say relay 1 that's assigned to say this gym. You could press relay 1 if that blue wasn't illuminated. You just press it, and it's going to close that relay for you.
And what if it doesn't come on?
The
light?
the light,
Yeah.
like in the panel.
Yeah.
Then I would say that there might be an issue at the panel. Like if you press it and it's just not
Yeah.
giving you any LED status, then I would say that might be an issue
Okay.
at the panel. Yeah. But if it doesn't illuminate out here and you're pressing and that relay's open and closing, then it's somewhere on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all that the panel is just a relay and it's just open or closed. That's all it's doing for you.
Okay.
That's that. Yeah, I guess I.
Any questions, gym guys?
And the keys to this, they're always on?
The keys to this? No, it probably will not be always on there. They'll probably have a set in the front office and a set here in my back office.
Okay.
We'll have at least 2 sets separate.
Just so you know, all these are keyed. This is nothing to do with the lights, but these are all keyed. This is for the backstops. They're numbered. There's numbers on the, that's number 1. So you get them here. Number 1 is right here. Then you would turn it. But anyway, you'll have 2 sets of keys. These are all keyed the same, and these are all keyed differently. I mean, same but differently.
Top row keys and bottom row keys.
Yeah, are different keys.
So top row, just one key can
One key
operate
can do all 6 of these, and then another key will take to do the other 6.
Gentlemen, do one of you guys have a card so I can go ahead and set up that tech call for you, and I'll have one of the techs reach out to you. So if you just want to have, if you wanted, somebody want to make changes now?
Tom?
What?
Do you want me to set up a tech call for you right now so you guys can have somebody, so you can stand at the panel and make changes, or because I can do that?
Call to program it?
Yeah. Do you guys want to just have?
Did you make the changes for Sunday?
Yeah, exactly. You guys.
Yeah, we already did that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
changed to 7
You
o'clock.
know,
Okay, yeah.
Ron, I would assume it's however you want to program it to operate it. I'm just thinking through. I don't know if you need the gym lights on 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday
No, I was thinking
or 7 a.m. Yeah, so there's some tweaking. It would be nice to do it. I find do it once
Yeah.
because you'll never.
You
reprogram
probably
it
want to
again.
set up maybe when we get more of the schedule locked down in the middle of October. Get
No
those final
change. Yeah.
All right.
change. Here's Rob's card. We'll get you from the we'll get you in place.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll have somebody reach out to you, and then you can schedule, and they'll reach out to you and say, hey, okay, what's going on?
Get a second card. Then you put one
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, of course.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Shut this up here, guys.
If that key out gets folded in the pipe, take it to the
Yeah.
pipe. Pipe, I don't care. I don't